All right, I am here with,
Justin Wendlandt,
and you are doing a talk today on what?
Angular, TypeScript, and Project Katana.
So, I know about the first two.
So Project Katana is Microsoft's implementation of the OWIN interfaces for an open web type system.
Okay.
And basically, Project Katana is trying to get that to all work with IIS.
Oh, okay. Okay, because Keith's actually doing a talk today specifically...
Specifically OWIN.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
and so Katana is basically like more of an implementation around it and providing more services and stuff.
Yep.
With it?
So OWIN itself is just a set of interfaces and specifications.
It's one delegate.
Yep, it's one delegate. And the plan is Microsoft's going to provide this so that way other vendors can create web services and servers on, say, maybe embedded devices. The Windows of Internet of Things is one of the things that I think of when I think of OWIN.
Yeah.
But then Katana is for still doing MVC, Web API on IIS, ASPV Next, everything else like that.
Okay. What about TypeScript? Why are you bringing that into the mix?
So the whole goal of this talk is to specifically get into decoupling the client side and the server side.
Okay.
So ASPV Next is all about doing that. And in order to decouple those two technologies, the server side's not going to change.
Right.
That's the good news. All your .NET code that you currently have, as long as it's Web API, you'll be fine. But the client side is where all the movement is, right?
Yeah.
So that's why this talk involves TypeScript and how to communicate between the client side and the server side.
But I guess my question was, why use TypeScript for somebody who's never heard of TypeScript before? What makes it more advantageous over just using straight JavaScript?
Sure. So the goal, I believe, with TypeScript is to bridge that gap between individuals who have been doing .NET development and C# development and the JavaScript world.
Okay.
What I always like to say is TypeScript is not JavaScript and it's not C#. So
okay.
If you can get used to that fact, it's easy to learn TypeScript. It's easy to transition from .NET to TypeScript. A lot easier than .NET to JavaScript.
What are some of the advantages that TypeScript gives over just doing straight JavaScript?
Okay, so some of the advantages of that is that you can use interfaces and modules to separate out your code. You can also set it up so that way it's easier to unit test it. I believe you've kind of posted before in other forums about mocking technologies that allow for TypeScript to be easier to unit test. So that way you don't have to worry about a unit test framework in JavaScript, you can just use the TypeScript mocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.